This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.
Knicks family, what's poppin'? It's your boy. Well, ladies and gentlemen, the New York Knicks remain in the 4th seed in the Eastern Conference. They had a chance to move back up to the 3rd seed, but they lost to the OKC Thunder tonight in a barn burner, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, it was a tight game. The Knicks had a double-digit lead in the 4th quarter. And right now, there's a problem with the New York Knicks as currently constructed. Without OG, without Julius Randle, there's a problem. And I see Sean Richardson, he's pointing at Tom Thibodeau and all of that. Cool. I get it. Whatever. The problem is the Knicks are unable, right now, the last 2 games, they're unable to manufacture points without Jalen Brunson on the floor. They are unable to maintain leads without Jalen Brunson on the floor. It's a problem. Now, of course, the Knicks missed free throws down the stretch of the game. So did OKC, but the Knicks missed like 4 or 5 of 6 or something like that. Crazy free throws down the stretch of the game that could have had the game tied or had them the lead. But the Knicks have got to, I mean, you had a 12-point lead, I believe it was, at the top of the 4th quarter. And it evaporated quickly without Jalen Brunson on the floor. That's an issue down the stretch of the season because, you know, right now it's not looking like Julius Randle's coming back soon or OG. So how are the Knicks going to be able to maintain leads without Jalen Brunson in the game? This is what Alec Burks was supposed to be for. This is what Bogdanovich was supposed to be for. It's not happening. Right? It's not happening. The Knicks are unable to compete with these other teams. Now, you know, part of the reason is when these other teams have their benches in the game, they still have a guy out there, right? A gravity guy out there. The Knicks don't. Josh Hart ain't a gravity guy. Dante DiVincenzo ain't a gravity guy. Obviously, Alec Burks and Bogdanovich are not gravity guys. You know what I mean? I don't know. We got to figure that part out right now. Without these guys in the game, we got to figure out how do we manufacture points? How do we not let teams go on long runs when Jalen Brunson ain't in the game? You know what I mean? Because that cost us the game tonight. That cost us. We should be in the 3rd seed right now. But that cost us the game. Spree, what's popping with you, brother? How you feeling?
You know who would help this team?
Who?
Emmanuel quickly.
Yeah, I mean, he would. There's no doubt.
I'm not second guessing. I know I like OG. I'm just sad because OG's not playing right now. But I made the trade knowing this was a possibility. But Sam, we just can't survive. I think you hit the nail on the head. Watching this team play, we just can't survive without Jalen Brunson off the floor.
Yeah. You know what I mean? And
they can't function. They can't function.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And teams know it. And they come out and attack. Go on runs. You know what I'm saying? And then what? And then, you know, Tom Thibodeau's got to make a decision. Do I bring Brunson back in early? Or do I let him take his normal amount of minutes? You know?
Yeah.
We got to figure it out. I don't know. We got to figure it out.
I wanted him back earlier. I knew this was going to happen. I mean, they cut it to 3 right in the blink of an eye. I thought Brunson got fouled on that play.
Which
was
one?
annoying.
Which one?
Well, the one he missed the free throw, we got the rebound back, and then he hits the layup to go up one.
Okay. I thought he got fouled on that play,
fouled.
too. He definitely got fouled, but.
I mean, you got to call that. I understand, like, it's like you're watching the play. You're like, but there's two refs there. Dort comes flying in, like, not Chet. You don't want to call the foul on Chet. I don't think there's a foul on Chet. But Dort flies in there and goes after his knees. It was, I mean, to me, there's clear contact. Blow the whistle. We're at home. It's Jalen Brunson. He's got to get that call, Sam. It bothers me.
Yeah,
I'm at a more.
I get it. He should have got the call, but the Knicks also missed 11 free throws. And I know OKC missed free throws, but this is not about them. This is about the Knicks. They missed 11 free throws. They were 23 for 34. Think about the last 5 minutes of the game. How many free throws did we miss the last 5 minutes of the game? Brunson missed 2.
We missed a lot of free throws.
Josh Hart missed 1 or 2, whatever it was. Dante DiVincenzo missed free throws.
Yeah.
You want to beat a team like OKC, who is very good this season. You got to make your free throws when you get the chance to. And they
do you think Jalen Brunson gets a bad whistle?
What do you mean by that?
Like, do you think, for the level of player he is, or maybe I view Jalen Brunson at a higher caliber now. I put him on a superstar type level, in my opinion. Just value, impact to winning to team. I value him at a superstar, like getting the superstar treatment with calls, getting the 50-50. Like, I give him those. I don't think the refs give him those. Like, as far as ranking his whistle, I know he gets to the line, Sim, but I want more. I'm greedy.
You want more from Brunson, or you want more from the
I
whistle?
want more calls for him.
Okay. Right.
I want him to be protected even a little bit more, especially in the playoffs where things that they're going to let them play more. I think certain teams, they're getting a little bit greedy, Sim. They're double teaming him full court. They're grabbing him. They're grabbing his jersey. And I need him to be protected a little bit better, Sim.
Yeah, I mean,
coming down the stretch here.
I feel you, but other teams are probably, you heard it last season. Oh, Brunson is, he's got antics going on, right? That's what they were saying last year. Brunson's got all these antics going on, flailing his head around and doing all of these things. The refs might be listening to some of that, or might have listened to some of it.
But I think it's okay. So I think that's a great point you just mentioned. Can I just ask you one question about that, just really quick with the antics? I don't think. Look, okay. The only antic I'll say that Jalen does is when he does that. When he has somebody behind him and he hits his head back. He pulls his head back. What was his name on San Antonio? He did the play to San Antonio, and he actually hit a guy from behind. Like that's a sneaky play where he does do that antic. But other than that, I think for the most part, it's not really. I don't think it's antics. It's more so he's so crafty with his feet and skill level.
Yeah.
I think that should be rewarded.
And I'm not saying that these guys are right. I'm just saying that the refs might be listening to it.
I hear you.
Because, it's not just the refs. I'm pretty sure coaches, listen, I coach. We have conversations before. I have conversations with the referees before games start, especially if I know a team that I'm playing against. And I tell them, you got to watch out for this, this, and this. This girl travels every time she gets the ball. She does this. This girl, carries every time she dribbles the ball. She does this. And you let them know. And I'm pretty sure the coaching staff is doing that with the referees, and maybe it's something that they're looking for. I don't know. Because I thought that.
Do you think he tries to fool the refs? I don't think it's that.
I don't know if he tries to fool the refs. I think he just plays.
Yeah.
I think he just plays. Now, I think every player in the league, though,
herky jerky moves that are like, I think he has these herky jerky moves that maybe some people think it's like, oh, he's trying to sell stuff, but I don't think he intentionally is doing that, Sim. I just think that's in his nature because he's very crafty.
Right. I mean, yeah. I mean, I think every player in the league exaggerates getting hit a little bit, right?
Yeah,
Exaggerates fouls a little bit. You know what I mean? Every player in the league does that. And Brunson is no different. I don't think he does anything that no one else is doing, though.
Let me ask you this question. What can the Knicks do? We've talked about when Brunson's off the floor. What what can Tom Thibodeau do to help this ball club when Jalen Brunson sits right now? What do you think as a coach we can possibly do differently here to try to help this team?
I don't know. I think, okay, the one thing maybe you can do is figure out a different way to stagger Brunson's minutes,
Mm-hmm.
right? But then now that might start disrupting other parts of the team, so that way, maybe you still got Brunson in at the top of the fourth quarter. You know what I'm saying? And then you pull him out somewhere, give him 2 minutes and then bring him back in, so maybe staggering the lineups a little bit different so that he's not, there's not a 6-minute gap where he's not in the game, in that fourth quarter,
Mm-hmm.
at the top of the fourth quarter, something like that, or at all. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you don't want to give him that 6-minute gap. I know Tom Thibodeau has his way, he has his structure, but right now, the Knicks are not functioning, are not able to score without, or at least score efficiently without Jalen Brunson on the floor. You know what I mean? So if guys are off, Dante DiVincenzo was kind of off tonight, 22% from the field. He's the second scorer for the team right now. He's the second guy.
How do you think Dante played tonight? I didn't even look at his line, but how do you think he played?
I mean, he played his normal game. He just wasn't hitting.
Yeah.
But they've got to do something. They've got to do something to try to figure it out, and it just might be staggering the minutes a little bit different so that he's, doesn't have a long gap out the game.
Right. He had a silly foul. Dante had one silly foul where I think he missed a free throw and he got mad at himself and he lost his mind a little bit. But I'm not gonna bash it. I mean, Dante, we're not anywhere where we are this season without that guy. I love Dante DiVincenzo. I ain't gonna hate on the guy tonight. I ain't doing that. He's gonna make those. He had one in the corner. He missed it, and it went in and out. It rolled in and out. He's gonna make that. I'm not worried, Sam. I like you said, I'm watching this team with Jalen Brunson on the floor versus off the floor. It's clear we're not getting anything done. So we got to I don't know, Sam. I don't know if we're going to survive this.
Part of it is because there's no one they have to double team.
Right. Yeah, there's nobody they have to double team. There's nobody that you game plan for.
Right. There's no one you have to double. You can stay home. You don't have many like real shot creators out there when Brunson's not on the floor. You have no one else that's gonna, create the shot, put the defense into panic. Josh Hart is gonna, score in transition, but after that, it's gonna be, if you find him open, then he's gonna score or get an open shot. Dante DiVincenzo, from time to time, can maybe break down the defense, but he's not going to do it. He's not going to create a double team. He's mostly going to, look to launch a three. You know what I'm saying? So,
are you worried about Randall and OG?
Yeah, I'm worried.
Do you think
we're not hearing any news?
Will we see these guys?
I don't know.
Okay,
it's hard to say, but I'm definitely worried. As far as long-term health, no, but for this season. Yeah, because we're not hearing anything about him. We hear about, Randall warming up and looking good at warm-ups and all that kind of stuff, but we're not seeing anything about these guys getting on the floor. And then, of course, Mitchell Robinson was out tonight.
I mean, do you think some of it is gamesmanship where, they just literally they're going to hold them till the playoffs and give them no rhythm going in, and they don't want to risk any injuries at all, and they'll just take their chances. They'll roll the dice, even if the chemistry is a little bit off. Although I think Randall needs chemistry. I think we saw that in the beginning of the year. His first couple games, he was out of it. I mean, is that what's going on, or are these guys really, really hurt and we don't know? I mean,
it could be that they're just like, hey, we'll let the season play out and then you come back for the playoffs. It could be that because there's going to be they're not going to get games in, but there's going to be a good week between.
Yeah, regular season and postseason.
When the regular
season
ends and then the playoffs, there should be about a week, right? Because you got, The regular season will end, and then you got the play-in, and then you got
That's right. That's
playoffs, right? So you get so now with the play-in tournament, you get a little bit more of a break, before you actually start playing playoff games. So at least
Right.
they'll get in and practice a little bit if that's the case. But that chemistry, I don't know. Now, maybe you're hoping down towards the end of the season, maybe the last 2 or 3 games, you're playing against some teams who are resting players or whatever it is, and it's easy for them to come back and at least get a few minutes out there. But right now, you know what I'm saying? The Knicks are still trying to battle for that 3rd seed, which I think is important.
I agree. I think it's very important. That's why, I'm trying to balance this thing. Sam, you and I both agree, the 3 seed is very important, but I also understand, I need Randall to play in the playoffs. Just for my personal sanity as a Knicks fan to evaluate what I want to do with this team moving forward, I need to see Julius Randle with this team in the playoffs this season. I'm not waiting till next playoffs. I need to evaluate even OG. I want to evaluate what this team is so I can make rational decisions this offseason. If those 2 guys can't play, or if one of those guys can't play, that's going to be very hard for me as a fan because I don't know what this team would have done.
Right.
Really.
Right.
So, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. It's it's going to be a challenging situation for the Knicks, Bree.
All right, man. Well, hang in there. I am looking forward to the playoffs. This team is I can't hate on this team because they're giving me everything they got. They're playing their butts off. They played defense hard tonight. This was a crusher. The San Antonio game was a crusher. They're doing the right things. It's just, I think it's right now. It's a matter of just, hey, we're just undermanned right now a little bit with the injuries. So
two games that they could have had.
Hang in there.
Yeah, 2 games that the Knicks could have had though that they can point to themselves for the loss, for both losses. Yeah. They can point to themselves, and they could be a full game above Cleveland for that 3rd seed right now. They could be. Right now they're a half game behind Cleveland. They could be a game and a half above Cleveland or whatever for that 3rd seed, whatever it is.
You know what would make me feel better? A call from Big Bubba tonight. Talk me out of depression, Big Bubba.
I don't know. I don't know what Big Bubba is. I think he got to work in the morning.
All right. Well, hopefully he'll call. Right. And I'm depressed. All right. Have a good one.
No doubt, Spree. Peace.
Later.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, tonight the Knicks could not get it done without Jalen Brunson on the floor. Just like in San Antonio, 30 points for Jalen Brunson, 7 assists. He didn't really shoot as well as he normally does. 44% from the field, 36.4% from the three-point line for Jalen Brunson. After that, Miles McBride had 19 points. He shot 40% from the field, 40% from the three-point line. Hartenstein had 17 points, 12 rebounds. Josh Hart had 13 points, 15 rebounds. DiVincenzo, 15 points, but he didn't shoot well from the floor. 22% from the field, 25% from the three-point line. Knicks score 112 points tonight, but they lose by 1 on not a last second shot, but a game winner from SGA, leaving about 1.5 seconds left in the game, and Jalen Brunson was unable to knock down turnaround mid-range that was well guarded by SGA. He had come loose in the paint, but Dante DiVincenzo was just too small to be able to see Jalen Brunson free by himself in the paint. Brunson catches the ball in the corner, misses the turnaround, and the Knicks lose 113-112 to OKC, ladies and gentlemen. Big shout out to Josh. Uncle Fulio, thank you for becoming a member. Definitely appreciate that. Right there. Became a member. You know what I mean? The membership button is right below, ladies and gentlemen. You can always click on that. Sean Richardson said, hey, Sim, didn't you say there's nothing wrong with Thibodeau playing these players all these minutes? How come he is giving Brunson rest and not McBride and Hart? I don't feel like there's anything wrong with these guys playing minutes. The thing is, Brunson is carrying the load. So, yeah, he does. He's carrying the load offensively. There's a lot of responsibility on his back. So he's getting the rest. He played 34 minutes tonight. Could he play more minutes? He might need to play more minutes. But right now, he's also carrying the load. You know what I mean? And, you carry a heavier load, you might need a little bit more rest. But with the way the Knicks are unable to score or struggle without Jalen Brunson on the floor, then, you might need to play him more minutes. Despite who likes it or doesn't like it, you just might need to play him more minutes. You know what I mean? But you got to understand it. He's got a heavy load to carry. He's the offense. You know what I mean? He's the gravity on the floor. Without Jalen Brunson, nobody else gets clean shots, right? Because he creates it. People complain that he's not a facilitator and all of that. But because of the fact that he can score just about any time he wants to or get to the cup just about any time he wants to, it creates open shots for other people. So he may not be facilitating the offense and telling everybody go here, there, and do this and do that. But what he does still creates open shots for other people. And that's part of the reason why when he's not on the floor, the Knicks are unable to get good open shots. You know what I mean? Unable to get good open shots. So it's a tough scenario for the Knicks right now. They got to figure out something. I think it's about staggering his minutes a little bit more, so that he's able to, he's not sitting out for long stretches. It doesn't necessarily have to be he's playing 38, 39, 40 minutes. It can just be that he's staggering his minutes. So he's playing more with, at the top of the second, at the top of the fourth, especially at the top of the fourth. Maybe you don't need to do it at the top of the second, but especially at the top of the fourth. He's going to have to figure out something. I tell you what, OKC, man, they got a player in this guy, Jalen Williams. That guy's going to be a star. 33 points, 8 assists tonight for Jalen Williams. I mean, he hit a couple of big shots down the stretch that obviously hurt the Knicks. But that kid is nice. He's real nice. And, OKC with SGA, with Jalen Williams, with Chet Holmgren, like they really got some things to build on. And they should be good for a long time. They keep these guys on the team. Jalen Williams, 33 points, 8 assists. SGA, kind of an off night. He did hit the game winner, 19 points, 3 assists for SGA. Josh Giddey he had a triple-double, 16 points, 13 rebounds, 12 assists for Josh Giddey. And I don't want to forget about Josh Giddey either. They have a nice squad there. You know what I mean? They have a nice squad there. The Knicks, they just couldn't get it done, man. Free throw shooting was a problem for both teams tonight. Definitely a problem for both teams, but I'm not going to focus on OKC. I'm going to focus on the Knicks. If the Knicks knock down some free throws, the game is different. They might win it. They knocked down some free throws in that fourth quarter. They missed a ton of them in the fourth quarter. A ton of them. 11 free throws overall the Knicks missed tonight. And you're not going to win a tight game if you're missing free throws like that. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen. And it didn't happen tonight. I'm pretty sure, look, the Knicks are going to be kicking themselves because they gave up this win versus OKC. They should have beat San Antonio. They gave up that win. Now they're in this, not in a bad situation, but, they're in that fourth seed in the Eastern Conference where they should be in the third seed right now. And again, I just can't stress enough, how big being in that third seed is. I know there are people that, it don't matter. We can beat anybody and all of that. Cool. That's all fine and dandy. but you still want the easiest path possible. And you want to avoid Boston. I want to avoid Boston. How about that? I want to avoid Boston until you get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, I ain't fooling myself. I want to avoid them. The Knicks out-rebound OKC 46-43. 24 assists for the Knicks, 29 for OKC. The Knicks only shot 41% from the field. OKC shot 53% from the field. 30% from the three-point line for the Knicks, 38% from the three-point line for OKC. It kind of came down to free throw shooting. The Knicks shot better than OKC, but still not enough, right? The Knicks were 23 for 34. OKC was 12 for 24, right? So the Knicks had 11 more points from the free throw line than OKC, which is kind of what kept the game close because OKC shot much better than the Knicks all the way around besides free throw shooting. Points in the paint, even at 44. The Knicks have 28 second chance points, OKC 14. Then on the break, OKC 20, the Knicks only 10 points on the fast break. But yeah, it comes down, ladies and gentlemen, to comes down to the free throw shooting, but it comes down to shooting, free throw shooting, and then also not being able to score without Jalen Brunson out there on the floor. You know what I mean? It really comes down. It came down to that tonight, I think. The Knicks had a 12-point lead in the top of the fourth quarter, and they just couldn't get it done. They couldn't get it done. Greg said, commercials during your live. You know what, Greg? That's YouTube all the way. YouTube put that in there. My bad. But you watched it and you came back. That's what I'm talking about. That's support for you. I appreciate it. That's mad support. That's YouTube. That's YouTube. That's YouTube. Josh, you said the high seed is not necessarily the easiest path. But you know what? For the Knicks, this year, it's the easiest path. Bottom line, you're in the third seed. You avoid Boston until you get to the Eastern Conference Finals. I'm more confident with the Knicks playing Milwaukee than playing Boston in the second round. That's where I'm at. So for me, it is. That's what I'm saying. You know what I'm saying? You said the Knicks should worry about winning. Obviously, you worry about winning. And if you win, you could possibly get the third seed. That's all you have to do. So all you have to do is worry about winning. I don't think Tom Thibodeau is worried about the third seed. I think he's worried about winning. I'm worried about the third seed, right? But you come down to this stretch of the season, you're going to look at the standings, and you know what it is that you got to do. You know what I'm saying? You know what it is that you got to do. Bottom line, you win, you have a chance to get the third seed. If the Knicks win, like you said, worry about winning. If they win these last two games, they're in the third seed. I think the third seed is important. I think it's important. Boston is a powerhouse, no doubt about it. We all know this. So if you want to, the best chance, in my opinion, for the Knicks to beat them is in the Eastern Conference Finals, right? The Knicks get more players back, hopefully, right? So you get more players under their belt, right? Or, you get Randall, OG getting more games under their belt to help get this chemistry and continuity better. A lot of things. But hey, what are you going to do? Got to win basketball games. The Knicks have 8 games left to the season. I don't even care about any 50 wins. I could care less. I'm not even focused on that. We got 8 games left to the season. Tough games, right? It's not like we got tough games. So does Cleveland, right? We play Miami on Tuesday, Sacramento on Thursday. Then we got Chicago, who's fighting for position on April 5th. Milwaukee on April 7th. We'll see where Milwaukee is and if they're still battling for position. Then you got Chicago again on April 9th. They may be battling for position still. Boston on April 11th. I feel like Boston may be hanging it up at that point. Then you got Brooklyn, and then you got Chicago on April the 14th. The Knicks play Chicago 3 times in the next 8 games. 3 times in the next 8 games they play Chicago. And Chicago right now, of course, they're battling for play-in positioning. Right, Chicago right now is in the 9th seed. Bring this on over here. They'd play in the 9th seed. They would play the Hawks in Chicago if the playoffs were to end today. And if they win, then they would have to play the loser of the 7th and 8th seeds. And right now, in 7th is Miami, and in 8th is the 76ers. Which is obviously surprising for a lot of people. But, you know, with Joel Embiid suffering injuries and Miami just, you know, Miami doing what Miami does, you can't discount them. But Miami doing what Miami does, you know, this is where things lie. And the Pacers kind of surprised some people this year. The Magic too, for real. So right now, the Celtics are in the 1 seed. Number 2 is Milwaukee. Number 3 is Cleveland. Number 4, the Knicks. The Knicks would play the Magic in the first round. Number 6 are the Pacers. Cleveland and the Pacers would play in the first round. In the Western Conference, OKC, number 1 in the West. The Nuggets are number 2 in the West. They just beat Cleveland tonight. Number 3 are the Timberwolves. They would play the 6th-seeded Pelicans. The Clippers are 4th. They would play the 5th-seeded Mavericks. Looks like the Knicks will get that Mavericks pick this year. Then in the play-in in the Western Conference, you got the Suns at the 7th seed. They'll face off with the Kings if the playoffs were to start today. And then you have the Lakers and the Warriors. You know, this is going to be a fun playoff season, I think. The play-in, I mean, you got a lot of stars in the play-in, possibly. Lakers and the Warriors, Suns and the Kings. You know, should be a fun, very, very fun playoff season. Hopefully the Knicks can, the Knicks are going to be in the playoffs. I doubt they're going to be in the play-in. Right? They should be in the playoffs. Right now they're in the 4th seed. Hopefully they can maintain that 4th spot. I think they can move up to the 3rd spot. If they can, they can get it together and win these basketball games. You know what I mean? But right now you're about to play a slew of teams who are battling for position too. So, it's not going to be easy. Jack City said, first time this season for 2 stats. 1, Knicks lose a game when entering the 4th quarter with a 10-point lead. And the Thunder having their lowest quarter with 17 points in the first quarter. Yeah. Shout out to Jack City. Thank you for the super chat. Definitely appreciate that, bro. Definitely appreciate it. Yeah, well, the Knicks are making records all over this season. You got to take the good ones with the bad ones. The good ones with the bad ones. But, hey, I'm about to get up out of here because I know this is short, but I am going to jump on tomorrow and do a show. Hopefully I have Tony with me because this is a short show. But I got my grandkids upstairs, and I need to make sure they're not getting into anything. All right, so I got to go take care of these 2 young men and young lady. All right, so I definitely appreciate you guys jumping on with me. Just a quick reminder, we got them Jalen Brunson. Hey, listen, Brunson was clutch tonight. He didn't hit the game winner, but he was clutch tonight. We got those hoodies and T-shirts. You can always go check them out. PrintJurisdiction.com, ladies and gentlemen. And they're dope. High-quality hoodies, high-quality T-shirts. Very, very dope. The link is pinned to the top of your YouTube chat. It's also in the description of the video. All right, so make sure you go check them out. Jalen Brunson, Captain Clutch, hoodies and T-shirts, ladies and gentlemen. But I'm up out of here. I will see you tomorrow. Have a great night. And, let's go New York Knicks, man. I'm out of here. Peace.
This is NBK, nothing but Knicks. When Sim passed the assist, you know that it's #1 show that breaks down the game. If you can't play defense, stay out my way. Dribble the ball, come down the lane. 5 seconds on the shot clock, who gon' win us the game? You wanna hear Nick updates and trade rumors? Post-game reviews, this the place you tune in. So tell a friend just to keep the ball moving. Like the page if you feeling the movement. Every game we coming to win. Give us a sub like a player that came off the bench. This is NBK, nothing but Knicks.